Tonight, tonight I wanted to talk. Well, we're in the wrong direction. Sorry about that. I wanted to talk about small budgets and huge profits because so many. I know for me, I got started doing this. I didn't have really any money, okay, to start with. And nowadays, it seems to me like almost every deal that I see out there, it's pays $768,000, and then add an ADU to it, and then do this, and then do this, and pretty soon you're out of pocket $558,000, and you might be able to raise your $558,000 with somebody else, but they want 68% of the deal. And you might as well go work at Kmart. Well, maybe it's not quite that bad, but there's no such thing as Kmart anymore either, is there? Stupid. I'm so stupid. But anyway, small budgets, huge profits. So this title, okay, really came up because I was sick of looking at wholesale deals just like that, where I had to pay. I realized I just did the math, but if the house, you got to pay $500,000 for a piece of property that's worth on a good day, $700,000, and a $700,000 house cost $45,000 to sell on the open market. That doesn't leave a lot for us, for the active investor, for you to actually make a profit on. So one of the ways that I've been doing, and I've got 3 deals that I'm going to show you guys today, and it's kind of like a smaller, big deal that I put together. These are 2 of them aren't even closed. I don't have the sales side even closed yet. I'm in the process of doing that right now, but it'll be a good way for you to see that these are deals that I found. I look for them. I don't want to spend that kind of money. I don't want to spend and invest $300,000 or $400,000 to make $62,000. And I know that might sound a little crazy to you, but if one of you have a calculator, like and Andy's honest forever about the calculator. I mean, your return on capital, it's not horrible. It's just not great. Okay, and what I've noticed is, and I always say these things happen to me, but I know they happen to everybody, is we screw up. We make mistakes. We don't figure things right. Today I had to get a stove put in a mobile home that I thought we were going to be selling for cash, but there's a loan involved in it, so we have to have a stove in this property. And anyone bought a stove in the last few weeks, months? Yeah. A cheap stove that we used to pay $450 for is running around $650, $700. And I'm just such a dummy. I'm such a dummy. I drove around for a couple hours. I did find a stove for $199, but I mean the point is I know where to look. It was really the first place I would look. I'm a little embarrassed saying that I spent that time, but I did it. Okay, and what I normally would have done is I would have said screw it, because my contractor wanted to sell me a $750 stove. So these kind of screw-ups, let's call them, these kind of precariousness sort of happens in all of these deals. And that's why spending a smaller amount of money to control the transaction and then borrowing on good terms for yourself and then executing the property really well and selling it quickly, that's how I've done relatively well in these markets, is finding deals like that. And that's not to say I haven't mistakenly overpaid for many properties and made the wholesaler, in most cases I make the wholesaler more money than I make. But that's just a fact. So small budget, huge profits, okay? This will be the only thing I pulled off of the internet for you folks, okay? What impacts the cost of renovating? The renovation price isn't just the size of the project, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. the average cost of remodeling, type of materials used. I mean, you know, you used to be able to put hard surfaces in, but now you got that little, it's like a gray granite with the little speckles in it. No, you know, no one wants it. No one wants to see it in a property. Okay, labor. Holy Moses! You know, you can spend $40,000-$50,000 paying, you know, guys to come work on the house. The age and condition of the house are really what I like to trade on, because I like buying old properties. I like cleaning them up. I like doing the little things, making sure the bathrooms, the roof, the electrical systems work. You know, you don't need to put new doors in. You know, usually the doors are nicer than the ones you'd buy at the Home Depot anyway. But you got permit costs, inspections, the availability of skilled contractors, and that's sort of an oxymoron. And please, any contractors in the room? No, skilled contractors. It's difficult because most people, if you're going to work with a guy like me, who's going to demand a good price for something, most of these guys that are very good at delivering a good final project, they actually know how to complete something and make it turnkey. Does everybody understand what I mean? Meaning able to sell, okay, or to rent, okay. If the contractor has the skill and the know-how to how to do that, he's going to charge you an extra 20%. And I'm just saying that's the numbers I've seen. So I go out and I find contractors that maybe they're skilled at part of it, not the whole process, and these are the kind of things that I look at. And I know Evan and I have spoken about this many times, and really that's what I'm trying to show you guys right now. And some of you might be going, well, of course you're looking at that. I just want you to be conscious of the idea that that all of this kind of goes into a big sieve, a big funnel, and these deals have to come out properly. And what I noticed is I can't do these big deals. I can't invest $200,000, $300,000 to make $40,000, $50,000 or $60,000, and when the deal goes bad, it comes out of that $40,000. So now I'm making $30,000, and I just can't do it. I can't do it over and over and over again. And I've lost money on deals before. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I think most anyone in this market that has been doing transactions, any transactions at all, will say the same thing, that not every deal is a winner. So I consciously look for the small ones. So I have a question for you. Is a full renovation needed? Really? I mean, do you, like I remember back, this is 10 years ago when I first met Andy, and remember that time you bought all those, you bought all the tile at the tile store? You bought like 3-4 pallets full of old tile, and it cost you $75. Or you know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about? Well, yeah, there you go. And Andy made it work for him, and I just was sort of scratching my head, like, man, how, like I could never think like that. Okay, and I'm not criticizing Andy. What I am saying is that's just my brain didn't go there, and that's why I want to. Why I'm telling all of you this right now. Is a full restoration needed? Like, for sure, the house needs painted. Well, I don't know. Is it for sure? You know, yeah, for sure, the roof needs to be replaced. I don't know. Does it need to be? These are questions you have to be asking yourself. You absolutely have to be asking yourself this. And in the markets I sell properties in, I used to like, because I had to be that person, because I put the best of everything I could afford to make the house really nice. But that was back when I could spend $80,000 on a rehab, and it looked like a really, really nice house. And today, $80,000 is it paint, inside and out, fixing the landscaping, new carpet. You're not putting in cabinets, heating and air conditioning systems. You're not re-drywalling bedrooms. You're not doing all of that work for $80,000. It just doesn't happen. So I want you to really be thinking, is a full renovation needed? Okay? What point does the renovation pay off? So I have gotten very good, and I recommend all of you start working this muscle. So we find a house, 321 Sorta Street. It's a beautiful property. The wholesaler says if I give him $30,000 non-refundable in the next 5 minutes, the deal's mine. That's a joke, but that's what they do. Okay. So, well, I mean, it's a joke it's a joke that all of us have to perform at that level. It's difficult. It makes me a little crazy. It really does, because I want to perform. I want to get a nice return back to my investors or to myself. It might be me or my wife, but I still want to get a return on capital. And it's hard to go out and look at a property, and you don't have time to do a proper inspection, meaning you don't know if the sewer system, the waste system is working properly, or if the electrical panel's right, or if that hole in the roof doesn't look bad, but there's a stain on the ceiling. Was the roof done after the stain in the ceiling happened? I mean, all of this stuff that goes in your mind. And you have to make these decisions very quickly. And so what I spend more time doing, and this is really what I want to help you guys with, is I go to Redfin and I go to Zillow, and I don't have guaranteed access to the MLS anymore, and I can be sitting in my front room watching television with my wife, and I can be on Redfin. I've gotten really good at looking at the properties in the area, and I'll find a comp. So if I'm looking at a 3-bedroom 2 that's 1,500 square feet, I'll find other 3-bedroom 2s that are 1,500 square feet, and I can sort of see in my mind now, I can see sort of a scale. Like this end of the scale right here is $294,000, and there's 3 sales at that number, and those are sales of properties that haven't been fixed. And I've got this sale up here that's $400,000, but that has solid gold toilets and a Tesla hookup in the garage. You know what I'm saying? So all I want to do is I want to find out, is there a minimum number in a neighborhood that I can pay? And what I've been doing lately is I've just been trying to be a couple steps above that. And the market is so crazy right now. Instead of the wholesalers killing me on and making more money than I do, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to do just enough work. I would call it a Fannie Mae or a Fannie Mae repo remodel. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? Builder's grade carpet, Navajo white paint, no cancer on the outside of the house, no termite damage. There's no holes in the roof. The roof does not leak. The heating and air conditioning system work. The plumbing, the drain drains. The faucets move. But I used to have those really cool $299 farm sinks that had big springs on them. Now I don't have those. Or actually, I found out where to buy them for $98. Okay, so I mean, it's this kind of stuff. But I do that calculation on Redfin. Okay, and I find out is something like that available. So, and it's at what point does the renovating pay off? I'm finding out that because everything is so expensive, it's hard for me to see it being paid off. Okay, so more budget doesn't mean more profits, and I'm saying that to the 1 or 2 or 3 of you. Is there anyone here that has never done any transaction ever? Or everyone's pretty much done? There's maybe there's like 10% of you haven't done a transaction. Okay, so the devil in the back of my head, he tells me that I got to spend to get the big number. Okay, and I thought it was a man thing, like it's a pride. Like I just want my places to look beautiful, but I'm telling you, I make more money on properties that I do less work to. And that's the whole idea and incubus of our conversation today. So I have 3 projects that I want to show you guys tonight. I've got a beautiful Riverside Ranch property that I did with Eric and Mary, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on that project with you guys. And I've got this Moreno Valley mobile home that the sister of a lady from my church called me up one day and said, "Hey, the park's going to give me 23 grand for a mobile home." I was like, "Oh, I can probably pay you more than that." So I did. I think I ended up paying her 30 grand, but I gave her $3,000 up front and $27,000 on the back end of the deal, and she was happier than you can't believe. And I got into a deal for a little bit of money. I would say out of these three deals, the Moreno Valley mobile home, I'm all in cash on that deal, about $25,000, and it'll close escrow in the next couple of days. We got it on the market or sold right now for $140,000. I had to pay $199 for a stinking stove today. But the point is that for let's just say $40,000, I made $65,000. Okay, so I get all my money back plus $65,000. What's that? 150% return on capital. Yeah, it's better than good enough. It's better than good enough. And this is the kind of thing that these deals that we're talking about like this, these really changed my life. And back 15 years ago, there was a lot of deals. I found a lot of deals like this. There's just so many people in the market right now. They kind of suck a lot of those things up. The ranch property, I had, like I said, I had Mary and Eric came to me with this project. I personally, I had $18,000 of my money. My investor brought $82,000 to the project. I went and I got a personal loan from a friend of mine for $450,000. We ended up we bought the beneficial rights to sell that property. Within a month and a half of me becoming the rightful heir of the property, we had it fixed up, a probate transaction. We had it fixed up. We spent $42,000 fixing the property, and we sold it. Mary, Eric, and we split about $250,000 on that project with a very little bit of money invested in it, and I was really proud of that deal. The North Valley duplex that I have, it's been a roller coaster. It's a crazy ride. I won't go into a lot of detail right now. When I get the pictures up, I'll show it to you. We're at plan check right now. The last stages in LA County plan check. The illegal junior ADU is going to be a legal ADU. I signed a $260,000 contract to fix that property, and that deal will be the best deal on the board, meaning the most money made for the least amount out of pocket.